A shadow of the past returns, and Claire's world may never be the same again. The new Outlander Season 8 trailer teases a moment that has left fans in shock. Claire standing face to face with the very people she lost long ago. Her parents. But is this reunion real, or just another cruel trick of time? The Outlander Season 8 trailer opens with haunting music and sweeping shots of the Scottish Highlands, setting a tone of both beauty and mystery. Fans who have followed Claire's journey from the beginning know that every season brings its own emotional storm. But this one feels different. This is the final season, the last chapter in Claire and Jamie's epic love story, and the stakes could not be higher. Every second of this trailer has been carefully crafted to stir questions, spark theories, and leave us hungry for answers. One of the most striking elements in the trailer is the way it balances past and present. We see flashes of Claire walking through what appears to be a misty forest, her expression filled with a mix of fear and longing. The editing is quick, showing glimpses of Jamie, Brianna, and Roger, but the camera lingers on Claire as if foreshadowing that this season will circle back to her deepest personal struggles. The use of shadowy lighting and slowed-down dialogue hints that something extraordinary, perhaps supernatural, is about to unfold. Then comes the moment that has the entire fandom buzzing. A blurred vision of two figures stepping toward Claire. The trailer never fully shows their faces, but the suggestion is enough. The whispers, the expressions, the very posture of Claire in that instant tell us she is standing before her parents, the ones she lost in her childhood. For years, Outlander has teased us with mysteries of time travel, fate, and the way family lines are tied across centuries. Now it seems the story is daring to bring Claire face to face with the very people who shaped her, yet whom she barely got to know. This teaser doesn't confirm whether the reunion is real, imagined, or part of some time-bending vision, but the choice to include it in the very first trailer is deliberate. It's a promise to viewers. This season will dig deeper than ever into Claire's personal past, her identity, and the sacrifices she has made along the way. It suggests that the emotional center of the final season won't only be about battles, revolutions, or survival. It will be about family, love, and the ghosts that never truly leave us. Claire Fraser's story has never been just about time travel. It has always been about a woman caught between worlds, between centuries, between loves, and between the family she found and the family she lost. From the very first moment she touched the stones at Craignadoon, her life was ripped apart and rebuilt in ways no one could ever imagine. And every season since then has forced her to face the cost of living across two lifetimes. Think back to the early years. Claire was a war nurse, hardened by the chaos of World War II, yet vulnerable in her need for connection and belonging. She had Frank, a man devoted to her, but fate pulled her through time to Jamie Fraser, where she discovered a love so powerful it defied centuries. That love gave her strength, but it also demanded sacrifice. Claire left behind her old life, her friends, and most painfully, her parents, whose absence defined her childhood. She often spoke of them in passing, but they remained distant shadows, haunting her more quietly than any enemy she faced. As the seasons unfolded, Claire's resilience was tested over and over. She endured the heartbreak of separation from Jamie for 20 years. She struggled to raise Brianna in the 20th century while keeping the truth of her origins hidden. She fought to heal others with her medical knowledge, sometimes branded as a witch, sometimes revered as a miracle worker. And yet, no matter how strong she appeared on the outside, Claire carried invisible scars. Every time she lost someone she loved, whether it was a patient, a comrade, or a friend, it reopened that old wound of losing her parents too soon. That's why the possibility of a reunion cuts so deep. This isn't just about fan service or shock value. It's about Claire confronting the very root of her loneliness. To see her parents again, whether through a vision, dream, or a twist in time, is to challenge the foundation of who she is. Will she finally feel whole? Or will this only remind her of the cruel truth that time always takes more than it gives? The trailer teases this as the emotional heartbeat of Season 8. While wars rage and alliances shift, Claire's journey comes full circle, not as a healer, not as a fighter, but as a daughter searching for closure. And in that sense, her reunion with her parents may be the most personal and heartbreaking chapter yet. It is just a flicker in the trailer, a blurred silhouette, a hushed gasp, and Claire's eyes widening in disbelief. The camera doesn't linger long, but that single moment feels heavier than any battle scene Outlander has ever given us. Two figures move toward her, softly lit, almost dreamlike, and though their faces remain hidden, the truth radiates through the screen. Claire is not staring at strangers. She is staring at her parents. This scene is extraordinary because Outlander has never leaned on Claire's parents as part of its central narrative. They were always ghosts in her story, mentioned briefly but never fully explored. The writers know this, which makes their sudden reappearance in the final season all the more powerful. It isn't random, it's deliberate. It's the kind of reveal that forces us to question everything we thought we knew about how time works in this universe. The trailer carefully avoids confirming what we're seeing. Are these her parents in the flesh, alive in some alternate past? Are they shadows conjured by the stones, visions sent to test her resolve? Or could this be a deeper mystery, tying Claire's bloodline directly to the time-traveling magic she has wrestled with her entire life? The possibilities are endless, but the emotional impact is undeniable. Notice Claire's body language in that instant, her shoulders trembling, her lips parting as though words refuse to come. This isn't the expression of a woman who simply sees familiar faces. It is the reaction of a daughter who has carried the weight of absence her whole life. Her longing collides with disbelief. For Claire, who has lived through loss after loss, this moment isn't just surreal. It's terrifying. Because if the reunion is real, it could shatter the walls she built to survive. And if it's not real, then it is the cruelest trick fate has ever played on her. That is what makes this scene the emotional nucleus of the trailer. The battles, the politics, the journeys across time, they all pale in comparison to the image of Claire standing before the people who gave her life. This is not just a reunion, it's a reckoning. It forces her to ask, who am I without the ache of missing them? And if I can reach them again, even for a moment, what will it cost me? If the reunion between Claire and her parents is more than a fleeting vision, then it is not just a twist. It is a turning point that changes the very heartbeat of Outlander's story. For years, the show has explored time as both a gift and a curse. It grants second chances but always takes something in return. This reunion forces us to confront the question: what happens when time finally gives Claire the one thing she never thought possible? On a personal level, this could redefine Claire's entire journey. Her identity has always been shaped by absence, by the silence left behind after her parents' death. That absence drove her independence, her strength, and even her willingness to risk everything for love and survival. If she meets them again, even briefly, it challenges the foundation of who she has always believed herself to be. Does this reunion heal her, or does it break her even more? But the implications don't stop with Claire. Jamie, her rock through decades of heartbreak, may see this as both a blessing and a threat. A blessing, because he knows how deeply Claire has carried this pain. A threat, because the stones have never given without demanding sacrifice. If Claire's parents are here, alive in some fragment of time, then what price will the universe exact to make room for them? Could Jamie's fate or Brianna's future be tangled in this bargain? And then there is the larger question of destiny. Outlander has always whispered about bloodlines, fate, and the mysteries of the stone circle. What if Claire's parents are not just incidental figures, but crucial keys to the very power that made her a traveler in the first place? Their return could tie together threads left dangling since Season 1. The origin of the stones, the meaning of her unique bond to them, and whether her path has been guided by chance or design all along. This is why the trailer doesn't simply tease an emotional moment. It teases a revelation that could rewrite the rules of time travel, reshape the Fraser family's destiny, and close the story not with war, but with an intimate, devastating confrontation with the past. It suggests that the final season will not just be about history unfolding. It will be about destiny catching up, and Claire standing at the center of it all. The trailer leaves us with more questions than answers, And that's exactly why the fandom is in overdrive. Everywhere you look, fans are debating what Claire's shocking reunion really means. Is this a gift of fate, a cruel illusion, or a clue to the show's final mystery? Let's dive into the biggest theories shaping the conversation. The first theory is perhaps the most heartbreaking, that the reunion isn't real at all. Some believe Claire is seeing her parents in a dream or vision, a manifestation of her deepest grief. After years of enduring loss, her mind may be giving her what her heart has always longed for, a moment with the people who shaped her life before it was torn apart. If true, this would be a poetic yet devastating reminder that time is merciless, offering her comfort but never permanence. But others are convinced the stones are at play. Outlander has always hinted that the stone circles don't simply move people randomly, they choose. What if Claire's parents were travelers too, caught in their own tragedy long before Claire understood her gift? This would explain why Claire, above all others, has such a strong connection to the stones. Her ability to heal, her resilience, her survival, it may all be part of a bloodline woven with time itself. If this theory proves true, then her reunion is not just emotional. It's a revelation about the very origins of her destiny. And then there is the boldest speculation of all, that this reunion sets up a sacrifice. Outlander has never shied away from the brutal truth that love and time cannot coexist without cost. Some fans suggest that meeting her parents might force Claire into an impossible choice: stay with them in a fleeting pocket of time, or return to Jamie and Brianna in her own. Could the finale hinge on Claire choosing between the family she lost and the family she built? The thought alone sends chills through the fandom. Whether it's a vision, a paradox, or the final key to the mystery of the stones, one thing is certain: Outlander Season 8 is preparing to close with a twist that reaches deeper than war or politics. It's preparing to end with something far more human: a daughter facing the ghosts of her past and asking if love can truly outlast time. So, what does it all mean? Outlander's final season isn't just setting up another chapter of adventure. It's setting up the most personal, the most heartbreaking confrontation Claire has ever faced. Battles can be won or lost, kingdoms can rise or fall. But standing before the parents she has missed her entire life, that is a fight she can't win with reason, medicine, or even courage. It's a fight of the heart, and that is why this single moment in the trailer has struck so deeply with fans across the world. This reunion, whether real, imagined, or something in between, is more than a twist. It's a mirror forcing Claire to see the little girl who was left behind, the woman she became without them, and the choices she made because of that absence. It forces her to ask, if she could rewrite even one moment of her past, would she still be the same Claire we've come to love? And if time is willing to give her this one gift, what will it demand in return? That is the question hanging over Season 8, and it is why this trailer feels so different from anything we've seen before. It isn't promising us just another chapter of love and survival. It's promising us an ending that will test the very soul of the story. Outlander has always been about love across centuries, but now it seems determined to ask the hardest question of all: what happens when love collides with destiny, and neither is willing to let go? And now it's your turn. Do you believe this reunion is real? Are Claire's parents time travelers themselves, or is this just the cruel trick of a heart longing for closure? Could this be the final key to the stones, or the final test before the end? Share your theories in the comments, because one thing is certain: Season 8 is going to break us, heal us, and remind us why Outlander has always been more than just a story of time travel. If you're as excited, terrified, and emotional about what's coming as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join us as we break down every twist, every clue, and every heartbreaking moment of this final season. Because if this trailer has taught us anything, it's this: Outlander is not ending quietly. It's ending with the kind of story that will stay with us long after the final credits roll. And so, we stand on the edge of the final chapter. Outlander Season 8 isn't simply another continuation. It is the last heartbeat of a story that has carried us across centuries, across heartbreak, and across impossible love. Every frame of this trailer whispers that the end is near, but it also whispers something else, that endings are never truly endings, not when love has been strong enough to survive the pull of time itself. Claire's reunion with her parents is more than a shocking twist. It is the embodiment of everything Outlander has ever been about. Family torn apart and found again. Love that defies rules and reason. The way the past and the future are always closer than we think. Whether this moment is real, imagined, or born from the stones themselves, it forces us to remember why this story has mattered for so long. Because it reflects the most human desire of all, to hold on to the ones we love, even when time tries to tear us apart. And as the final season approaches, we too are like Claire, standing before the unknown, bracing ourselves for what comes next. Will the reunion heal her, or will it break her? Will the stones finally reveal their true purpose, or will their mystery remain unspoken? These questions won't just shape Claire's destiny. They will shape how we remember Outlander long after the screen fades to black. So let us prepare, not just for another season, but for a farewell. A farewell to Claire and Jamie, to battles and ballads, to love letters written across centuries. Outlander Season 8 promises not just answers, but closure, the kind that leaves us weeping, wondering, and grateful for the journey. Because in the end, this isn't just Claire's story. It's ours too, a reminder that time can steal so much from us, but it can never erase the love we carry. That is why, as the final season dawns, we don't just watch. We feel, we remember, and we let this story travel with us, wherever time may lead.